Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to add some shadow into your letters. I'm going to use a grey pen. So I'm using the N60, which is a little bit darker than I normally use, but I do find that if I use a grey that's too light on the video, it doesn't show up. So the first thing I'm going to do is add shadow into the side of my letters and the bottom, and the reason for that is it gives it a nice 3D look. So because I'm right-handed, I'm going to be adding shadow to the right-hand side of the letter. If I was left-handed, obviously it would be easier for me to add shadow to the left side of the letter. If you wanted to add shadow to the opposite side to the nib of your pen, then what you can do is just turn your page upside down and work upside down, and then you'd end up putting the shadow on the side that you wanted. So if you're not sure which side and you're starting to work and you're getting confused, what you can do is take something and put it in the corner as a light source, because shadow on your letters works exactly the same as shadow in real life. And what that means is that you would have the shadow forming on the opposite side to where your light source is. So if you have something like a pen lid, you could use as an imaginary light source. So we just pop that up there. And what that does is it just creates a visual cue for you when you are working in your letters. So you're going to take the nib of your pen and then very lightly just go down the side. Obviously you can adjust how thick or how thin you want your shadow. What I would suggest though is trying to keep a consistent amount of pressure, just so that your letters look the same throughout the word. So there's my H. Don't worry about any little gaps that you might have. What we'll do is when we go back and do some outline, then we'll fill in those gaps with the black pen. So there's my second letter. I'm also going to show you how to work on the cursive style letter. It's much easier to work on the block letters because you're mostly working with straight lines. Even your curved lines are not as curly and fancy as these ones here. So this one, there is a trick to it, and I'll get to that in a moment. So for the cursive style word, what you're ideally wanting to do is just highlight the thick downstrokes. So if you started highlighting with shadow all your little curly thin bits, you're going to end up with quite a heavy looking word, and also your risk of messing up your shadow is quite high. So by only highlighting the downward strokes, you're actually creating a beautiful shadowed effect without it being too overpowering. And you'll see there's a slight gap there. I'm going to leave that and I'll show you with the fineliner how to fix that. So what I haven't done is highlighted all the thin bits and all the curly embellishments. What I'm going to do now is add some fineliner. I'm using a Pigma Micron and I'm using a size 01, which is quite a fine fineliner. And the reason for that is that I don't want to overpower my word with black lines. And if you have a look here, I'm just going to add this very, very carefully through the middle between the letter and the shadow. And you'll see that what it does is it immediately gives the letter more of a 3D look. And any little gaps that you have, you can just touch up and fill in with your fineliner. When you get to the cursive looking word, what you want to do is also just keep your fineliner to the letters that you've added shadow to. So you're coming down through between the pink and the grey, and where you've got pieces that have crossed like that, you need to decide, did your shadow cross, your letter cross the embellishment, or did the embellishment cross the letter? So here what would have happened is I would have done that part first, come up and then come down with the downstroke, meaning that the downstroke is on the top of that thin line. With the O, it's the opposite, where I came down with the thick downstroke, curled around, and then brought that thin piece through the downstroke of the O. So what I'm going to do with that one, to make it look more realistic, is I'm actually going to leave a gap. So there you go, nice easy way to add some fine liner and some shadow to your words, give them a little bit of a 3D look, make them look extra posh and impress everyone with your amazing writing. Hope it helped and thanks for watching.